they revealed the ability of record labels to dominate licensing, which is where the money's at. But I have to be honest, and I'm starting to lose faith in the overall integrity of social media and digital platforms, because they keep such a secrecy to their bookkeeping. You know, when a song is played on the radio, that's considered a real play, and you get a percentage of whatever, and then that's your publishing fees. But in order for it to count as an actual play online, say for example, and it's arbitrary, it can be 10,000 plays on Spotify in order for it to equal a single actual play. And then on Spotify, for example, the only artist that gets the credit is the very first artist selected on the channel. If it starts auto selecting, none of those artists are considered the play.
Wow.
It's crazy, which I think is fundamentally just unnecessary.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I don't, and you made a great point. I never really thought about it till you said that, but it's all digital, so who knows?
Exactly, who knows? And that's why there's such a specific, normally terms are legal, like the word gift. That's a legal term if you've ever filed any IRS claims. The word gift is a legal term. And virtual is a term that denotes a difference between actual. So virtual is whatever it wants to be. And because there's an implied bully tactic of, well, if you do anything that we don't like, we can just blitz you out.
Right.
Because for the artist, the goal too also has always been for the song. I mean, radio was free. You could just listen to it. We make our music in touring and in our merch and our licensing and our ability to do that. The album is actually only an advertisement for that week's, that year's circus. It's here's why you can come here. It's just an excuse to tour. Some bands are so lucky, like say the Rolling Stones, they just put out a record to have a reason to tour.
Yeah.
And we model ourselves like a true circus. I don't want there to be any reason to need to tour other than to bring the joy of rock and roll to your town, So it kind of like the digital world is dubious and it's still in flux. And because we can't really determine the intentions of the platform, in the old days, money talked. I understood that everybody was out for money and I could bet on that. But sometimes it seems like businesses make decisions in the virtual world that are counterintuitive to business.
Mm-hmm.
Like who would want to really shut down in a business? And why, why would a brick and mortar store ever really want to, there's always a reason.
Yeah.
And it's never a good one.
An agenda, an ulterior motive. I mean, like you said, you never know. That's crazy because as an artist, you want to get paid for your art. But see, that goes back to what I was talking about earlier with the way things have become when people don't really value the art and they're just, I just got to get something out. I'm going to do the most outlandish shit I could possibly do because that's what they call it, clout chasing or whatever.
Right.
I can start, like, I could say some shit that I don't even believe in. I can start controversy because I know that's going to generate on the social media platforms. People are talking about me. So instead of the art being the main focal point now, it's the all the other shit that
and then you hit the nail on the head. And then there's the nefarious untalked about side of that. Not only can you pursue the clout part of it, but anyone you view as competition or just because they disrespected you at a bar, you can generate a destruction of their life.
Wow.
Via an unchecked accusation. And because the medium itself is like allowing it, clearly that's where their heart lies. It doesn't take a genius. You don't want people going to stores physically if you need them to be online.
Right.
And the best way to make sure people are online is if you don't let them leave their house.
Yeah.
So obviously there's a vested interest in digital like there should have been a disclaimer when this pandemic started. There should have been a disclaimer from Amazon, everyone. We stand to gain much money and profit by this.
Yeah.
So calling ourselves a hero is going to seem really gross.
Wow. Never even thought of it like that.
Didn't he just become the richest man in the world?
Dude, right out of the gate, the first 2 months of the shutdown, this is kind of a gross fact, but the amount of wealth that was in, say, 90% of the people's hands was consolidated within the first 2 months.
Wow.
And it sure does seem like, I mean, I know this is crazy, but it seems like a lot of companies like Target and Walmart were in on it because they were prepared for shutdowns and for the digital market. Facebook already had a store in place. Like,
Yeah.
as we all know from the business we've done, before the season's announced, we kind of know the way it's going to go based on what's happening internally and shit that's unannounced. And we can take advantage of it. I'm sure that's true in the business world too.
Mhm.